Hey, this is Warren Redlick. Thank you for watching. Happy New Year. I hope you had great holidays. I hope you're looking forward to a great new year. If you can hear me fine, please let me know. If the mic's too loud, let me know also. I think I can adjust this one on the back and make it a little quieter if it's too loud, or if I'm like overshooting the mic or whatever. I want to start off by saying thank you, particularly to I see Mark Plott in the chat, the moderators, YouTube, Patreon supporters, YouTube channel members, and especially locals supporters. Please check out the t-shirts at elonbits.com. The merch, you can see the Tesla and Elon stainless steel water bottles. Lots of merch at elonbits.com. I just want to start off with that. But this video is going to be, I'm going to set the stage for 2023 for this channel. And to some extent for the locals platform, The Daily Lie. And actually, this is start for it right here. There's a comment in the chat from William Reed. Elon's nutty is Tesla's problem. So this is what I want to hit on. For those who've watched my channel for a while, you know I often make videos criticizing external FUD. FUD is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It is attacks on Tesla and attacks on Elon from mainstream media, from pundits. I just did a video about Paul Krugman, who wrote an article in the New York Times criticizing, saying, Tesla's not going to succeed as a company, that type of stuff. And I wanted to say that for years, those of us who've been making videos like this, Stephen Mark Ryan is another example of this, we have done a lot of videos taking apart external FUD, outsiders who clearly don't know anything about Tesla, who take shots at Tesla, Thunderfoot, Common Sense Skeptic, Gordon Johnson. These are external to the Tesla community. They're not part of the Tesla community. And then you had the obvious traders, the Ben Sullins and the E4Electric, who were part of the community and very clearly left the community. And what I see going on now is a new kind of FUD. And I don't mean new like today, but new for the past year or so. There are people inside the community who have started eroding, in particular attacking Elon. Not so much attacking Tesla, but particularly attacking Elon. And in some ways attacking Tesla as well. Just today, there's an account, Tesla Economist. I think he has a YouTube channel. I never watch him. Was never particularly impressed with him. Every once in a while he says something that makes sense, but broken clock is right twice a day, and you can apply that to me if you want. And today, last few days, he's been having a meltdown. He apparently sold a bunch of Tesla stock or options. He'd overinvested his father's retirement portfolio in Tesla, and the stock went down, and he flipped. Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you for your Happy New Year's. So he's an example. Everyone knows my supposed obsessions with Earl of Frunkpuppy and Barry Black. My name for Gary Black, just in case you don't get the joke. T-shirt. I'm working on the Barry Black overhang T-shirt. That's coming. Also, Drew Baglino fan club, and I've got a special T-shirt I've already done. That's on order. Sample. It's going to be on Elon. It's already on elonbits.com. The special new shirt. I'm not going to say anything about it, but if you want to check out elonbits.com, it's the first shirt on elonbits.com. That's the one, and I'm waiting for my sample to come, and then I'll talk about it. But the Barry Blacks, the Ross Gerbers to some extent, the Earl of Frunkpuppies, these people who were inside the Tesla movement, inside the community, and started, for lack of a better term, shitting on Elon. And the greatest example of this is Barry Black. The greatest example is probably Earl of Frunkpuppy, who went on an absolute rampage bashing Elon, has been bashing Elon for over a year now because he doesn't like what Elon says about pronouns. And apparently, and he and now Farzad. I'm not saying that Farzad is part of what I'm fighting against. I think Farzad. I still have hope for Farzad. But he frequently hosts Barry Black and one other person, and they frequently shit on Tesla. They frequently shit on what Elon is doing in a way that doesn't make any sense. In a way, like with Barry in particular, he demonstrates that he does not understand the company. He has this fantasy, and Ross Gerber I was surprised at Ross doing this. They have this idea that Elon could leave Twitter and just go into the factory, and all of a sudden, magically, Cybertruck would appear early. and the $30,000 vehicle, which Tesla has never said it's going to make a $30,000 vehicle. They did say a $25,000 vehicle at Battery Day, but they've never said they're going to make a $30,000 vehicle. If you watched the Q3 investor call and you listened to the Twitter spaces, but particularly the Q3 investor call, it's very clear they're going for a $20,000 vehicle, not a $30,000 vehicle. So I'm expecting for this year, one of the principal types of videos. I'm going to continue making videos with napkin math and other ways of breaking down, things that have happened in the Tesla community to say, it's like when we get a Gigafactory announcement, I'm going to break down, okay, this is what this means. This is why this is special. I'm hoping that 2023, we're going to see not just an announcement of the next generation vehicle, but announcement of the next generation vehicle, the $20,000 vehicle, $30,000 vehicle, the robotaxi platform, whatever you want to call it. We're going to see not only a breakdown of that vehicle, but of the factory that's going to build it. Like a Battery Day, we're going to see Giga Day, Gigafactory Day, the next generation Gigafactory, because it's actually the factory. There's a duality to this. You want to make the optimal vehicle, but part of making the vehicle optimal is making it optimal to manufacture. And part of it making optimal to manufacture is designing the factory that's going to build it. So you've got the vehicle you're going to build, and you've got the factory you're going to build it in, and you have to engineer them together. And that's something people don't get about what's special about what Tesla's doing. I was on the Cyber Rodeo tour, and we were able to see the way the factory is designed, way Gigatex is designed, is the battery stuff is done on the top 3 floors. The batteries and the modules, or the structural pack, are created on the top 3 floors. And then at a certain point, they bring down the pack, the structural pack that's ready to go, and they merge it with the front and rear castings. So the design of the factory facilitates the way you want to do things. So the next generation factory will be even more optimized for how you're going to make the vehicle, so you can pump out what they said, twice the volume of vehicles from half the factory footprint, and half the effort, probably half the cost, to make the next generation vehicle. A lot of people think they're going to get the cost of making a Model 3 down to $32,000. If they can get the cost of making the next generation vehicle down to $16,000, maybe $15,000, and they sell it for $20,000, I don't think they're going to sell them that much. I don't think the sales is really the secret. But if they built a vehicle for $16,000 cost of goods sold and sold it for $20,000, I thought that was a 25% margin. Somebody said, no, it's 4,000 over 20,000, not 4,000 over 16,000. So it's a 20% margin. So so I got that wrong, by the way. If it's $15,000 vehicle, $15,000 cost of goods sold, and they make it for $20,000, then it's 5 over 20, it's 25%. So it's 20 to 25% margin. That is the dream. But it's not just the vehicle. It's the vehicle and the factory together. So that has to come together. Now, the thing about Barry Glack, he has no clue about any of this. He doesn't watch Battery Day. You have an event like Battery Day, AID 2, Autonomy Day. He doesn't watch any of that. He doesn't watch Limiting Factors deep dives. He's not interested in the underlying technology and the underlying manufacturing and the underlying software. He doesn't watch Ashok Elaswamy presentations. He doesn't watch Andrej Karpathy presentations, because he's fundamentally not interested in the real business of Tesla. He's interested in telling stories and getting support from people. And it's toxic, because the way it really went toxic, okay, was Elon decides he's going to buy Twitter, and the stock is going down because the whole market's going down, and there's tech stocks and EV stocks in particular are going down more. And Barry Glack adopts this Twitter overhang lie, okay? And that was an inherent criticism of Elon. It was an inherent, and then it became a criticism of Tesla's board of directors, which is a criticism of Tesla. So you have what appears to be a leading voice within the Tesla community, because Barry Glack has more followers than I do, and Ross Gerber jumps on board, and Ross has more fame than I do, and these guys get on national TV, and they're criticizing Elon, and they're criticizing Tesla's board of directors. This is not positive. This is FUD. They are sowing fear, uncertainty, and doubt about Tesla and about Elon. Now, let me be clear. I started investing in Tesla in 2016. I started developing conviction in investing in Tesla in 2015, when the first orbital rocket booster landed. The first Falcon 9 booster landed at the Cape, and then they landed on a boat, on a drone ship. And I became convinced that, okay, this is a game changer. And it wasn't a game changer The reason it was a game changer is because there's this one guy who said, I'm going to build a rocket company and I'm going to build an electric vehicle company. And I thought, if he can do that, there's a lot he can do. And Elon has constantly demonstrated that he can lead teams. And this is the thing about Elon. I want to stress this. Yes, I'm a fanboy. Absolutely. Warren's a crazed fanboy of Elon Musk. I'm not going to apologize for that. If somebody thinks it's wrong to be an Elon Musk fanboy, then why are you supporting Tesla, the company? Why are you supporting SpaceX? He is the reason why all of this stuff happened. There's a Tesla team, there's a SpaceX team, but Elon built those teams. And there's a secret to what Elon does that Gary Black doesn't understand, that Farzad doesn't seem to understand, that Lee from Tesla Economist doesn't understand, that Ross Gerber surprisingly doesn't seem to understand, is that Elon builds great teams. He identifies a mission that is batshit crazy. We're going to put 1 million people on Mars. SpaceX didn't start with 1 million people on Mars, but make life multiplanetary. Let's get to Mars. A pretty outsized adventure for a small private company. But he sets the mission and he inspires people and he demonstrates commitment to the mission with his own work. Okay, so this is an example of this, by the way. There's a comment in the chat I want to address. Goran says, can you explain why Elon had to dump his shares in 3 days instead of spreading them over a couple weeks? This will not stress shares as it did. I don't care. I didn't buy Tesla stock so I could sell it next week. If you're buying Tesla stock and you need the stock price to be at a certain level next week, you're in the wrong company. Invest in Apple. Invest in some other shit company that doesn't have a CEO who's adventurous and creative and interesting. I just don't care. And this is an example of Barry Glack's FUD. That somehow there's a problem because Elon sold his shares this way instead of that way. No one who understands Tesla cares how Elon sells his stock. No one understands Tesla, the company, cares how Elon sells his stock. If you think that Barry Glack knows more about how to sell stock than Elon Musk, I mean, this is the thing. Like, we actually had an exchange on Twitter Spaces. Barry has been hiding from me for years now. But we actually had an exchange on Twitter Spaces, and I cornered him and said, you think you're smarter than Elon, and you've been attacking Elon. He denied that he's smarter than Elon. He denied attacking Elon. He has been attacking Elon relentlessly for months. Twitter overhang is an attack on Elon. Okay? And Elon selling his shares the wrong way is an attack on Elon. And the board of directors isn't there doing their job is an attack on Tesla. Okay? That's FUD. That's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And there are people within the Tesla community who follow. I think Barry Glack has 250,000 followers on Twitter. And I saw through this guy 2 years ago. I don't know why anybody falls for this guy. He's so full of crap. It's ridiculous. Portfolio. This is a classic Barry Glack. I'm not saying that this is bad for Tesla, but I hear portfolio managers telling me this is bad for Tesla. Right. I'm not saying it, but I'm saying what other people are saying. This is classic FUD. This is classic FUD. That there's other people, and then he goes on CNBC or MSNBC or whatever, Yahoo, whatever, finance. They go on these channels. Him and Ross go on these channels and they start talking about what Tesla's doing wrong. They are attacking Tesla while Tesla is executing extremely well. And they demonstrate that they don't understand. So, I'm going to continue making videos taking apart the Paul Krugmans and Robert Reiches and Elizabeth Warrens and Bernie Sanders of the world, the external FUDsters, right? The Russ Mitchell of the LA Times, the mainstream media. I'm going to continue taking them apart. I'm going to continue doing analysis of this is what I think is happening with Tesla. But I'm going to have a focus this year on identifying internal FUD and pointing it out. And I'm not going to pull punches. And I'm not going to kiss people's asses. Warren says you're not allowing any critical thinking. I'm engaging in critical thinking. You're not. You actually think that this bullshit about what happens to how Elon sells his stock matters. Does it change how many cars they sell? No. Does it change how many megapacks they sell? No. Does it change how fast FSD gets developed? No. Does it change Dojo or Bot? No. This is short-term shareholder, short-term trader, options trader, margin buying people crap. It is not long-term investor stuff. If you're playing short-term games, then you deserve to get burned. Tesla is not a short-term play company. Tesla is a long-term investor company. If you want to play short-term games, play short-term games. If you want to do critical thinking, ask yourself this question. When Barry Glack said Twitter overhang lifted on October 24th or 25th, and the stock fell 50%, was Barry Glack wrong when he said the overhang lifted? No. What did Barry Glack say? Oh, it's not me. Elon did something. How about taking responsibility? Why didn't Barry Glack say, I got that wrong? Barry Glack could have gotten up there and said, you know what? I guess I was wrong about Twitter overhang. There's really other factors that are causing Tesla stock to fall. But he had to double down on it's Elon's fault, right? So I'm just saying this is the mission. This is a part of the mission this year. And I've got a whole bunch of other things going on. I'm working on my country line dancing. I'm trying to find a girlfriend, long-term relationship, blah, blah, blah. I want to have kids. I want to get my podcast crowdfunded. I've got a whole bunch of things I'm doing. But within the YouTube channel space, this is going to be a big focus. Okay, so, and I want to mention that this live stream is going to end in about 15 minutes, and I'm going to do the next live stream on the Daily Lie, and I'm going to be talking about predictions for 2023, first predictions for Tesla, SpaceX, Boring Company, and Neuralink, and maybe I'll throw a Twitter in, but probably not. I actually took notes this time. I actually have an outline this time for that video. I'm going to talk about what is coming for 2023 and why it matters, and I'm also going to talk about the channel, the Daily Lie, the warrenredlick.locals.com. I'm going to talk about what's coming in 2023 from the mainstream media and government, how they're going to be lying to us about society. And that second part of the video will be for supporters only. So the first part of the video will be free. If you are, anybody can go to warrenredlick.locals.com. You'll be able to watch the video. I put a link in I think it's on my Twitter. I should post a link here. I'll put a link in the chat at the end of the video. So Wesley Fu says, Warren has become hard to watch. He's too obsessed with Gary Black. Then watch another channel. If you think that it's okay for people inside the community to attack Elon, you're basically saying it was okay for Judas to turn in Jesus. I mean, this is that level, right? Like Elon is the Jesus of the movement, and Gary Black purports to be an apostle, and he keeps stabbing Elon in the back. I think my friend Lincoln is claiming that he came up with Barry Glack, and I can't say he's wrong. I don't remember. But so here's Faisal's Adventures. I agree with you about Ross, Tesla economist, and Frog Puppy, but Gary still does not even make my fake bull list. He still sets a $550 price target for next 12 months. This is part of the trick, right? You act like a bull. You set some outrageous price target, right? See, I'm a bull. I'm saying the stock's going to go to this level. And when the stock doesn't get to that level, he's going to blame Elon. He's not going to say, I got it wrong. He's going to say it's Elon's fault. Right? So this is what, and I want to be clear about this. This isn't just like a Tesla thing. Okay, this isn't just an Elon thing. This is something that is common across movements in society, in human society, movements, communities, whatever. A movement or a community grows, and there's a clear leader early on, right? Typically, there's a clear leader early on, and at some point, somebody else starts building a faction. Intentionally or unintentionally, people start following a sub-leader. And sometimes the sub-leader remains loyal. Like I think I have a following, right? I have 67,000 subscribers here, 44,000 followers on Twitter. And I think that I am faithful to our great leader, Elon, our dear leader, Elon, right? I, as part of the cult, I am a cult member, and I support the leader of the cult, Elon. I don't claim a separate cult for Warren, support Warren, screw Elon. I don't backstab Elon along the way. Stephen Mark Ryan has a huge following, and he's consistently supportive of Elon. Rob Maurer, mostly supportive of Elon, right? There's people within the cult who have followings and Dave Lee is another good example. We are generally supportive. I'm not saying we never disagree with him on anything. I don't agree with him on universal basic income, right? But on the core, what Tesla is doing, what SpaceX is doing, we're pretty much on board. This guy's doing great things. And then you have people who develop followings who start, biting at Elon's ankles. They start chipping away. And they claim that what Elon's doing at Twitter is damaging Twitter's brand. That, the pronoun people are now mad at Elon and they're not going to buy Teslas anymore, as if the pronoun people were buying a lot of Teslas before. And the thing is that what they're actually doing is they're chipping away at Elon's brand within the community. They are putting Elon up on the crucifix. Now, fortunately, Elon is way bigger and stronger than they are, and They don't have that much impact, but they are damaging Elon's brand within the community, and they are damaging the Tesla board within the community. There are a number of people, and you can see it in the chat. There's people here and there saying blah, blah, blah. And I get criticized a lot. Here's George C. Don't attack Tesla supporter Gary, please. Is he a supporter if he criticizes the Tesla board and says that they need to replace board members? Is that still a supporter? George C., I'd love to see your comment. Is he still supporting Tesla if he's saying that they're doing bad things and they need to replace board members? That is not a supporter. That's not. You're not supporting, you're criticizing, you're attacking. Now, if it's constructive criticism, sometimes there's a value in that. But they don't offer anything meaningful. Like, well, we want to get on the board so we can tell Elon what he's doing wrong. You're telling Elon what he's doing. Do you think he doesn't read that? Do you think he's not aware of their tweets? Do you think he's not aware of what they're saying? He knows what you're saying. Earl is the worst. If you want me to bite him, I will, from Ranger the Dog. Please do not bite Earl. Earl, by the way, Earl and Ross at least have a sense of humor. Like, I'll give Earl credit. Earl has a sense of humor. I think it's part of his toxic mentality that he has that sense of humor, but Earl has a sense of humor. Ross has a sense of humor. Gary is humorless. Gary, nothing is funny to Gary. Gary is a coward. He is a liar. I caught him lying. He messaged me. We were having an exchange, and he messaged me, and he claimed that he didn't popularize Twitter overhang while pumping Twitter overhang merchandise while pumping Twitter overhang merchandise on twitteroverhang.com. This guy claimed he didn't popularize Twitter overhang. Absolutely ridiculous. Goran says you are attacking all the time. No, I'm not. Look at my channel. I make lots of videos that are positive, talking about the great things Tesla's doing. Excuse me. I was out last night, and I think I may have been around too many people, and I got like a little bit of a sore throat and a little bit of a sniffle. So I'm not attacking. This is one of those things people think I'm attacking all the time. Now, I'm very critical of Barry Glack on Twitter and Ross and Earl on Twitter, but rarely. Most of my tweets, if you actually looked at my tweets, the vast majority, I'm tweeting like Warren line dancing. I'm tweeting, here's something cool that's happening with Tesla or SpaceX or Boring Company. People think that I'm spending all this time like obsessing about Earl and Barry and Ross, and they're like 1% of my time. Oh, did Gary drop his price target to 400? I didn't see that. Yeah, if Gary or Ross got on the board, I'd seriously consider closing my Tesla position. I would not. I don't think they would have that much of an impact. Yes, buybacks too. Buybacks is another thing. Buybacks is not important to Tesla as a company. I personally think that buybacks are a bad idea because you never know when the opportunity comes to make an acquisition. That the stock market collapses, that there's an incredible buying opportunity on some mining stock, some company that mines nickel or some company that mines lithium. And there's some opportunity to buy a company that Tesla sees, not only can we buy this, but we can innovate on what they're doing and we can double or 3x their production and generate a lot more battery materials. I want Tesla to have cash ready for that purpose. And a buyback takes away from that. So, Goran says, but you can't be critical of Elon no matter what he does. I disagree with Elon on universal basic income. I think universal basic income is half Marxism. I made a video about it. I criticized Tesla Solar Roof project years ago, where I was doing Solar Roof, and I was somewhat critical of Solar Roof. I can be critical when it's appropriate, and fundamentally I was right. And they admitted that they were struggling with Solar Roof, and it was a disappointment. And so Gary's cool for a Wall Street guy. If Gary's let's see, Gary now says $400, hasn't explained the drop. Brian is saying that FSD is driving really well. Let me just address that really quick while we're talking. So obviously one of the big things, in about 7 minutes, this video is going to end, this live stream is going to end, and I'm going to move to warrenredlick.locals.com, the Daily Lie. I want to mention, by the way, 2023 is going to be insanely gigantic. Now, insanely gigantic, I'm not referring to the stock. I don't know what the stock's going to do in 2023. I think it's going to go up, but I don't know. But the company is going to grow radically. You're going to see radical growth. We're at about a 2 million run rate right now. We're going to be at about a 3 million run rate at the end of the year. So we're going to 50% increase in production capacity this year over the course of the year. From end of 2022 to end of 2023, we should see a 3 million vehicle run rate by the end of the year. I think it's a little optimistic, but I think it's reasonable. Megapack storage deployed, the biggest number to watch in Tesla's Q4 earnings report, which is going to be roughly January 21st. The biggest number to watch for is storage deployed. Storage deployed, I think, doubled from Q3 to Q4, and they've said it's going to grow 200% a year. So I think it was 2,000 gigawatt hours. No, it was 2,000 megawatt hours. So 2 gigawatt hours in the Q3. I think we're expecting maybe 3 gigawatt hours in Q4. That's a number to watch. Although I think that number is going to surge a lot more in 2023 because the tax credits are going to incentivize buying of megapacks and power walls. There's a new power wall coming. I'm going to be talking about that in the video on the Daily Lie. Ken1 says, can we talk about monkey deaths at Neuralink? Sure. Neuralink explained the monkey deaths at Neuralink that they took monkeys who were slated to be put down. Okay, they did their procedures on monkeys who were terminal, who had some terminal illness, who were going to die anyway. And yes, some of them died. I don't think they died because of the Neuralink implant. I think they died because they were ready to die. When will they release updated Cybertruck pricing? I'll be talking about that in the next video. What do I think is the real thing Tesla needs to do to get FSD better and achieve real level 4? That's coming on the Daily Lie. We'll be talking about that. Can CATL compete with Tesla for storage? Good question. Yes and no. CATL is a supplier to Tesla. I believe CATL and LG Chem make storage products that are competitive with Tesla products, but the idea of competition in storage misses something. The market for energy storage is so large, so absolutely mind-bogglingly large, that like I say, electric vehicles don't compete with each other. They compete to remove gas cars from they compete together against gas cars to remove gas cars from the road. Energy storage devices, particularly Megapack, compete together. Energy storages like Megapack and LG Chem Solution and CATL Solution and whoever else, they are competing together to remove peaker plants, to remove coal plants, to clean the air, to reduce all kinds of emissions, and to reduce fossil fuel consumption. That is what Megapack does. That's what solar does. It's not competing with each other. We're competing together. Philip Mazzi, not saying New Year's resolutions, but anything you decided to do differently this year. I have goals. Goal number 1 is to get the crowdfunding of the pod car done. Goal number 2 is to build my solar farm home prototype. Goal number 3 is to find a woman and have a long-term relationship that's at least more than 3 months long and is continuing through the end of the year. Goal number 4 is to lose 10 pounds. And goal number 5 is, and then separately, like I hope my youngest child will get into University of Florida, and I'll be dropping off at University of Florida. My older child will get meaningful work in 2023. These are not things I can do, but I can be helpful, and that will make my year go well. I'll continue making videos. Hopefully I'll make more. I'm hoping to make more videos on the Daily Lie. So in 3 minutes, I'm going to be ending this video. We'll be going to the Daily Lie. WarrenRedlick.locals.com. Again, check out the t-shirts, insanely gigantic. Check out the merch, the stainless steel water bottles, the Tesla water bottle, and the Elon water bottle, elonbits.com. So Kel says, anyone who badmouths Alexandra M is thumbs down. Well, I explained in the Daily Lie, if you're a supporter on the Daily Lie, you can see the video, you can see the DMs. She was manipulative, she was lying. She was harassing. This is fact. You could not like it, but this is just simple fact. Somebody can present themselves very pleasantly to you on a YouTube video and still be insidious and inappropriate and behave improperly in private. And that's why you don't want DMs released, is because in your DMs, you're actually a different person from the person you show publicly. So, how old am I? I'm 56. Is the locals thing free or behind a paywall? WarrenRedlick.locals.com is free. Some of the content is behind a paywall. The biggest thing that I do for supporters, for paying supporters, is when I publish a video like the Krugman video, I will publish that early to my supporters on Locals, Patreon, and YouTube channel members. And it goes like, so the day before I'll publish it so people get a little bit of early access to it. So GTP 2022 says Elon said FSD would be ready in 2020. Well, first of all, FSD was working in 2020. It was in beta. I think it was 2020 that was in beta. It turned out that he said it turned out to be a harder problem than he thought. What's your problem? Ryan Doyle says, in my opinion, this is economic warfare attacking Elon on all fronts. Twitter is breaking the narrative, thus this attack is recourse. Are Epstein tapes being brought into use against insiders? Who knows? There's a whole bunch going on there. But I want to stress again, the path forward is I'm going to continue making the same kind of videos I made before, but I'm going to make an effort to consistently make videos tearing down the people who are engaging in internal FUD. I want people to be aware of internal FUD when it happens. I want people to recognize somebody who claims to be a Tesla supporter while attacking Tesla and Elon is not a true Tesla supporter. And there are false prophets, right? Judas is real. Barry Glack is a Judas. Earl is a Judas. Now, there's some people who say Judas was actually doing what Jesus wanted. I don't know. Maybe Elon wants them to attack him. Seems unlikely. I am wiping the slate and starting the year fresh. I have decided this is the most important thing within the Tesla community. I keep hearing people saying, Warren, we need to keep peace in the community. We all kumbaya. We should all come together. I'm not coming together with people who are attacking Elon and Tesla. If you think we should all get along and make peace with people who are attacking Elon and attacking Tesla, then you don't get it. You have been sold a bill of goods. Let's all get along, make sense when we're all on the same page. We're not all on the same page. Saying that the Tesla board of directors is not doing their job is anti-Tesla. Saying that Elon is hurting the company is anti-Elon and anti-Tesla. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching. Let's have a fun year together with this channel. Again, that's only gonna be one part of the channel. I'm gonna be talking about napkin math analysis and other analysis of Tesla, the company, SpaceX, Boring Company. I think there's going to be great things happening with Boring Company this year. Neuralink human trials this year. All kinds of great stuff. I'll be talking about a lot of what's coming next year on the Daily Lie, starting in a minute. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you to Mark Plott, and I think there was at least one other moderator. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you to, please support me on the Locals platform in particular, which is where I'm heading right now. Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. Check out the t-shirts at elonbits.com. Please like this video, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for watching.